I hope you're ready.
This is Unbridled Thoughts.
We want to hear what you have to say.
Welcome back to Unbridled Thoughts. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Ren, and you better grab the mane because there's no reins in Unbridled Thoughts. And today we're here with Danielle Trayner.
Hey!
So I want to tell you a little bit about my friend Danielle. So the way we met is I'm an esthetician, and she reached out to me, I think like 15 years ago, I want to say.
It's been a while, yeah.
A long time. And she's got two beautiful sons, and I started doing facials on them to help them get through prepubescent and pubescent acne.
Lord bless them, yes.
And they did great.
They did.
Followed home care.
Yes.
They were the best clients. We got them through. They both have incredible skin, which I'm so thankful for because they're like my best advertising, and so are you too. That's kind of how she and I got close. Yes. And we have talked about a lot of cool stuff over the years, but your last year and a half, 2 years has been like this amazing whirlwind.
Yeah, that's a good word. I use that word a lot. Whirlwind has been, for sure.
So we wanted to talk to you a little bit about that.
Yeah.
But first, we want to kind of ask you some Blazing Saddles questions.
Okay.
To kind of warm you up and get everyone loose.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to start with, if you were a car, what kind would you be?
Oh, man. I don't want to mess this up. Okay.
There's not a mess up. These are just the fun questions.
Yeah. So, you know what? I'm going to be a country pickup truck. That's what I'm going to be.
That.
I love
that.
Yeah. Like a Bella pickup truck?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Because, it can withstand a lot. And it can carry a lot. And also, they just, they're cooler.
They take a kicking and keep on
They just
ticking,
keep on ticking, trust me. You can't keep them down.
Too.
You can't
I
keep
love
them
that.
down. So, I think I'd be an old pickup truck.
That's a great answer. See, you didn't mess it up at all.
Yay.
That was perfect.
Okay, we're doing good. Icebreaker done.
Yeah.
All right, you get arrested.
Okay.
In this scenario.
Oh, Lord.
You get arrested and you are thrown in the county jail.
Okay.
Which brothers of the Black Dagger Brotherhood are you going to call to help, and what are each going to do?
Okay, so, immediately it's going to be Vicious. We call him V. He is one tech support, and he can mind control all the things. And he don't take... Are we allowed to cuss?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he don't
We're
take
not
any
monetized
shit.
yet, but-
Okay, good. And then it's going to have to be basically his best friend, Butch, who is the ex-cop turned vampire, because he's going to know, although Butch might cause more problems sometimes. Anyway, long story short, it's going to be Vicious and Butch. It has to be. Because they are going to, I wouldn't be in there in no time. Vicious would probably have me out with the technology before they could even show up.
Yeah.
Because he's the tech guy. He can tap into anything. There's nothing he can't get into. So
I love that.
For sure. I wish I had Vicious on speed dial. That would. But he's my second favorite. He ties with my favorite.
Who's your favorite?
Rage.
Okay.
Yeah. I love Rage. He's got my heart. He's the one that turns into a dragon when he gets really, really mad.
That's cool.
It's really cool.
Wow.
It's really cool.
I just have to listen to these books.
You really
I won't have
should.
time to read, but I'll listen.
You'll love listening to him. Yeah, I promise you won't regret it.
That's awesome. All right, so do you cook?
I do. Well, yeah, I love to cook. I don't cook as much anymore because I'm tired, but yes, I do.
What is your favorite thing to make?
Oh, man.
Or what's your family's favorite thing for you to make?
Stroganoff.
Yeah.
And it's funny, even though I make it, it's actually my mother-in-law's recipe from when Clayton was a young child. But
Aww.
I've tweaked it a little to mine, but I've tried to stay as true to what she did. But everybody, it's good. It's a solid meal. So one of those.
Who does it better?
Yeah.
Oh.
Never mind, we won't answer that.
His mama.
We'll
always
keep the
mama.
secrets.
She's probably going to watch this.
Yeah, she probably is. It's definitely mama.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, stroganoff, I think everybody would agree with that. It would be that or meatloaf, which is, just wholesome meals.
Yeah.
I do extravagant stuff, but they want the simple stuff. So.
It always felt like it was like that with my family too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I make chicken and dumpling, and that's like my kids' favorite. If they ever want a meal, they're like, will you make chicken and dumpling, or
Right.
fettuccine Alfredo or something like, I'm like, really, guys? Like, nothing else?
Yeah, you don't want braised beef.
Can you make chili, Mom? I'm like,
Yeah.
you make the best chili, though. I'm like, it's just chili.
I know. I guess it's sweet, though.
Yeah,
it's something
it
about,
is.
It's that comfort food.
It is.
For all
Yeah,
of
it's
us.
super
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
It's hearty too.
Right.
Mm.
So, do you have a favorite childhood memory?
Well, that would probably be the hardest question you could ever ask me. I'm trying to think. Honestly, I would say probably any of the times with my nanny. I was very close to my nanny.
I love that.
Which was my mom's mom. I didn't really know my dad's side of the family. Our father was, but I love my nanny. She was my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And we lost her. I can't. How many years ago? It's like it's a blur to me right now. I would say about 5. I think.
More than that.
You think so? 5 or 6, but
That's tough.
yeah, it's hard to pinpoint a moment with her because it was just always joyous or joy. Am I saying that? How do you say that?
Joyous.
Yeah, joyous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It felt like I was adding syllables.
Sometimes it like you'll say a word and
I
it
know.
sounds weird, especially
Yeah.
if you say it over and over
Yeah.
again. It's like,
Then it turns into not a word.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
exactly.
happens.
but she was like your person.
She was. She was absolutely. She was my safe spot growing up. Childhood wasn't always great, and which everybody goes through, but she was that highlight, and and I knew that there was safety with her. So yeah, probably that.
Do you
I would
mind
have to
telling
think.
us about your childhood?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
It started out, well, from what I remember, it started out pretty good. My mom had me, she was young. She was
Yeah.
18.
Yeah.
And her and my father, was about 5 years older than her.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was 21, but they were together almost 3 years, I guess, and then he decided that he wanted to take other ventures. And he cheated, he left and all that. So it was just me and Mom, and from then on, she did her best for a while, and then she got addicted to some things and fought that. She fought a good battle though,
Yeah.
and while it was up and down, and it took her many, many years to get it under control, she did.
Yeah.
But it so that made childhood hard.
Yeah.
Because
you were the adult in that situation.
I was
Yeah.
very much so. Pretty much my whole life. Like I
Yeah.
said, that it was like the only time I got to go be a kid is when I would go visit Nanny or go to my
Yeah.
aunt and uncle's house.
Yeah.
My aunt and uncle are very important too. My Nanny always lived with them.
Yeah.
So if I was with her, I was usually with them.
Yeah,
But
that's awesome.
and my cousins at the time. And what's funny, not funny really, but trauma bonding, I guess.
Yeah.
But my cousins kind of had the same issue with their father, so it was like, and their brother and sister. My mom's brother. They so it's like we all became really close, and they were like my brothers and sisters because Nanny was also their safe space for a long time.
Yeah.
And but there were good moments with my
Yeah.
mom. I don't want to say there wasn't because she used to take me to the skating ring, and that was always
Yeah.
real fun when I was little.
Yeah.
And she wanted to be a good mom. She didn't know how.
She had a battle.
She
Yeah.
did. And when you're trying to fight that and raise a kid and,
And she was young on her own.
extremely
and-
young.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
and I know firsthand how hard that is to do. I had DJ when I was 17.
Yeah.
And I don't regret having them young.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recommend it. Just to put that out there. I don't recommend it. It's extremely hard to do. But they probably saved me in a lot of ways too. But yeah, so I kind of follow suit with having the kid, but me knowing and going through that, experiencing trying to raise a kid, and I had a great support system,
Yeah.
with my mother-in-law, who I'm still very close with. That was my first husband. Yes, I've been married before. I've actually been married 3 times, but that's a long story, and we'll be here all night. But I've only had 2
there ain't no
husbands,
shame in
so
any games.
that is how that went. But yeah, I had a great support system when it came to actually raising the kids, and not that my mom didn't, but she didn't have quite as good a one as I did. And thankfully, she met my dad when I was about, who I call my dad. He's, he's my dad.
I have
But-
that too, so I understand.
Yeah, and I tell
Yeah.
everybody, I don't call him my stepdad. I never have. He's
Yep.
just, he stepped in and he took over. But I was about 7 when he came along.
Yeah.
And funny story, they met in rehab. So that was.
Hey, I've heard some great stories come out of that.
It,
Yeah.
it
so.
does. It ended up working out for them. They came out. They were both sober for a while, and then relapse happens. It's just it's a lifetime battle. But like I said, they both ended up finding their way, and they were soulmates for 30 years.
Wow.
And we lost my mom last year on leap year. We joke around that she did it because then we could only celebrate it every 4 years rather than every year. It was like her way of having that last bit of control. We was like, okay, I guess we'll only acknowledge. So we don't get to acknowledge it this year.
Yeah.
But
You have 3 more years.
that's right, 3 more years till we talk about it again,
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, she at 35, she was 35 when she had her first heart attack. And that's the other part of it too, even though she had her first heart attack right around the time I was finding out I was pregnant with DJ. But so even though I was still a child myself, having a child, so I was a child having a child, still trying to lean on my mother who was having heart problems. It was just it was a constant battle up until probably I lost her. But it I don't know. I could get off on a tangent. I'll tell you one thing, that losing a parent after you've went through something like that, of having a hard childhood and having a hard relationship with her is, and I've talked to you about this extensively. Ren is not only my esthetician, she is my therapist.
Yeah.
And she should get paid a lot more money.
It's like that a lot.
It really is. Clayton, like, he says it all the time when I start, like getting to where I'm getting hard on myself. He's like, well, it's time to go see Ren again.
Oh, man.
But it's like, you look at some of the things that you held animosity about, or anger, or resentment, I guess is a good word. And you realize a lot of it didn't matter. Not that my feelings aren't valid.
No.
The way I felt about what I went through is valid, and I'm allowed to feel that. But I'd give anything to have her back.
Grow up, and then you kind of feel like, it's like, I know even with my mom, we've kind of had issues in the past, but then you kind of get to a certain point, and then you're like, okay, I have to love you with the way that you show love, and not the way I think I need love.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
is a whole, and that's a husband-wife thing, that's like both sides. It's like kind of hard for society to learn that. Like, we want things to always be our way, but you're not going to find that.
Yeah, you have to learn to meet them where they are.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that enough, but before I lost her, and it was very traumatizing the way I lost her. I hope nobody ever has to go through that. But like I said, I would give anything to have that moment, like you said, and be able to tell her, you know what, yes, I was hurt. Yes, I'm still upset about some things. Nothing was done perfect. But I'm going to meet you right here, and we're just going to go forward.
Yeah.
And I'd give anything for that. And while childhood was hard, I don't know. I guess I honestly think it helped turn me into what I am today, though.
Yeah.
I don't want people to have to go through hard stuff to become determined and headstrong like I am. But
it's unfortunate, but I think a lot of times when we are molded from that way, we come out the strongest. And
You're
you
forged in
what I mean?
fire.
Yeah.
you really are. And it does. It creates... You're almost... I feel like my nose was running. I'm sorry.
No,
This is
you're
totally
fine.
rude.
No, you're fine.
But...
We have tissues.
I feel like... Yeah, it creates... I'm almost out of spite. In this moment in my life, where out of spite, I'm going to succeed no matter what. And not that my mom couldn't, but... Or even everybody in my life, but it's like I want to be the one to break chains and break cycles and change the struggles that I had. And
That's awesome.
And so, out of the hardship, you have to find a way to turn it into something.
I love
and that's what
that.
I'm trying to do. And
Well, you're shifting like you're shifting like cycles and
Yeah.
you know, and like what they call generational curses, generational
Yes.
cycles.
Yeah.
You're completely like rerouting the course.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
It's what I'm really trying, because I don't want the boys to struggle the way we did, you know, and they haven't always had it easy, you know. They've been through some things too, and that's their story to tell, not mine. But you know, I was a part of that story, and you know, so mine and Clayton, because again, I couldn't have done any of this without him. Our goal is to always, that we wanted the boys to always have better than we did.
Yeah.
And that will
That's
forever be
awesome.
my goal.
Yeah.
Even until I'm gray, you know, watching them, you know, meet people they love, you know, and we're hoping for this, and hopefully one day getting married and having kids, and you know, I want them to have a different, I don't know, like safety in me and Clayton that we didn't have.
Yeah.
You know, so, well, he had it. You have wonderful parents. Not that I don't, but Clayton has wonderful parents.
Yeah.
My struggle was a little different. So, but I don't want them to ever feel anything that I ever felt.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and I don't have kids, but like I loved to watch you parent or hear you parent, because you would do this cool thing, and if the boys would, I mean, not that we would, you know, you'd be on the phone and I would only
Yeah.
hear your side of
Yeah.
things, you know. But I would never hear you say, that's a bad idea, or I don't know, what do you mean, what did you do? You were never a reactive parent.
oh yeah.
You were always like, okay, so how do you feel about the situation?
Right.
Or what would you do if you were in that person's shoes? Like, you were very, like, it almost like you kind of would just pause and create a space where you're like, let's really kind of pick this apart together.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, man, that's so cool. Like, I mean, I just thought that was like such a cool thing, and it was like very calming, and like,
I tried.
it's incredible.
No, I'm not going to claim I always am like that. and they will tell you, and I'll be honest. You know, we're talking amongst friends here, but yeah, I mean, I can react as a parent, but yeah, we always try to give them space to learn it on their own, because it's the best way, and we know that they're smart enough to figure it out. You know, and sometimes you have to get a little. We still have to get stern. They're 22 and 25, but yeah, especially now that they're adults, it's been interesting and so much fun watching them turn into adults. It's one of the weirdest things, I think, as a parent, because your whole dynamic changes with your kids.
Does, yeah.
And you have to learn to step back. And I can be a helicopter parent because I don't want them to make mistakes. But, you know, sometimes you got to let them. And especially because they think they know everything, just like we did. You know, and we tell them that. We're like, you know, we thought we knew everything, too. And we didn't want to call our parents. And, you know, they were just telling us stuff to... But I think DJ's slowly learning, you know, and he's starting to call before he does things. You know, Michael still sometimes thinks he knows everything. But
He's the younger
Start
one,
listening.
though, right?
he's the youngest. Yeah, Michael's the baby.
How old are they?
22.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Michael will be 23 in February.
Okay.
And then DJ will be 26 in June.
Yeah, so they're still right there.
Yeah.
Like, DJ's just starting to get there, yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and
I get it.
I still, you know, honestly, when I look back, I was probably close to 30 before I really was like, oh, well, maybe they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, maybe they know a little
Right,
bit.
and it's just a natural part. But
Yeah.
my greatest achievement, even though I've done a lot of things and I'm still trying to work on a lot of things, is my kids.
That's
and I will
awesome.
tell anybody that. They graduated high school. They graduated, you know, with honors. They going to college, and that's all I wanted.
I love
It's
that.
really all I
Yeah.
wanted. So if I do nothing else, if the good Lord don't bless me with any other achievements, hopefully my achievement can be that I raise good children.
That's
So,
good, yeah.
We'll see.
So,
I think I did.
how long have you been with your emotional support human?
My emotional support human. I love him so much. We actually, this year, we will be married 20 years in
Nice.
September. So we'll be together in May 21 years.
Oh, wow.
And
That's cool.
I guess some days it probably feels like it, but most days it don't. It really doesn't. It's kind of flown by. It's kind of crazy.
What's your favorite thing about him?
Oh,
What's your favorite thing about your love story? Do you have a favorite memory or something?
gosh, there's so many.
First date.
First date. First date was great. Michael's a big part of that first date. So I had never been on a date in my life. Like I said, I met my first husband when I was, it's going to sound crazy, but I met him when I was 12.
Yeah.
We got married a week before I turned 16. That's a story that don't need to be told right now. But the point is I was young. So there was no dating. We didn't go out and go to dinner and go to, we didn't do all that. So this was the first time, and it's funny. My mom and dad were at the house. I had Michael. DJ had went to stay with his grandparents, and but Michael at this point had never spent a night away from me yet, and so I had him. I got ready, and Clayton showed up, and Clayton, I knew him because his cousin was dating my best friend, and it was me and Jeff have been best friends for now. Gosh, we're going on. I'm old, 30-something years.
Wow.
But, so anyway, he showed up, and he comes to the door. He met my dad first, shook my dad's hand, and I'm thinking, this is the weirdest moment of my life. I'm, a 20-something-year-old woman here. It's got 2 kids, and I'm like, oh, my God, is my dad going to be mean? It wasn't, thank God. But, yeah, so anyway, he knocks on the door. I answered the door. I'm holding Michael on my hip, and I open the door. And Michael looks up and he goes, Daddy! And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, this will be the last night I see this man.
He is running for the hills.
I was like, this is it. This will
No
be.
pressure.
Yeah. So, right, exactly. No pressure, And I was like, I'm sorry. He doesn't normally do. And, he went right into Clayton's arms.
Aww.
And I was like, like I said, now I'm telling myself, I'm like, well, I'm going to at least get dinner out of this, and if nothing else. And the date was great. We went out to eat, and we went and hung out with all of our friends we knew because it was one of our friends' birthday that night. And we ended up going back to his house for a little bit, and it was impromptu party that happened. But anyway, he ended up staying with me. Nothing happened. I was a good girl. I had rules. I had rules. Yeah. Are you listening, Daddy? So we got up the next morning because I had Michael, and we ended up going to Home Depot or Lowe's or something. But he walked Michael all around that store. Michael nicknamed you on that day. Didn't he call you Mo?
I don't think it was that day.
Was it not that day? He ended up nicknaming them Mo. We don't know why to this day why he did it.
That's crazy.
But he was Mo for a while. But he kept calling him Daddy in Home Depot too, and they were doing the sliding glass doors. But it was such a sweet moment, and like I said, it was one of those moments where I thought I'll never see this man again. And then, however many years later, Clayton actually ends up adopting both of them, and now they have his last name. And it was like Michael called it.
Yeah.
He saw him and he's like, "That's the one, Mom. Good job,
that's
you did
Daddy.
it."
I love it.
Yeah, so that definitely is probably You're right. It's one of my favorite moments. We have a lot, but that was a good one.
Well, I was going to say, what was the first thing you noticed about him that you loved the most? But it sounds like Michael claimed it, so I guess.
No, I had met him before that. Gosh, our story's so weird. Okay, I met him because we had a mutual friend who passed away. So he had come in town. Now, we had talked on the phone by accident before this, but so anyway, we were all young, so you get together after the wake and everybody's hanging out, and
We have had other stories.
This is not
where
weird.
People have lasted forever.
Yes.
And they meet at a funeral.
Yeah, so technically we
Yes.
did.
Yeah.
That was the first time we ever met in person, was at a funeral. And we went to Jeff's house. It
I'm
was where
hanging
he
out in
was
all the
living.
wrong places, okay? Apparently I need to go to the
telling
funeral.
You, girl, go to the funeral. It worked. But yeah, so he's standing by a truck, and it sounds ridiculous, but they were playing Eminem, and I look over, and he's like rapping with him word for word. And I remember looking at Jeff's sister, and I was like, who is that? And she was like, that's Clayton. That's the one you talked on the phone with. I was like, okay. Don't ask me why. It just worked for me that night. And it's funny because I was legally separated. I had been separated for a while. It's just the divorce was not final. But Jeff was extremely protective at the time over me. And I guess it's because everything I went through with marriage and everything. And so Clayton asked about me that night. And Jeff's like, no, she's married. And so we didn't talk for like a year.
Wow.
It was almost a year. So that was actually when I first noticed him when he was rapping Eminem.
Okay,
I'm
that's
a
cute.
sucker for a bad boy. I guess.
Rapping Eminem in
Yeah,
the
it's
field.
just that's where Danielle looks for a man.
He knows all the lyrics.
Right. Yeah. All I needed. Got it.
Badass. We interviewed Late Joy, Trail of Terror, and there were 2 love stories that came from funerals.
Really?
Just
Yeah.
from their stories.
Yeah.
And
I
it,
get it.
it
Yeah.
makes sense because, like,
Yeah.
all the people that really care about you and your family are going to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everyone's kind of coming together to celebrate the life of somebody you already care about.
Right.
So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like,
It did. It's I don't know. I never realized how interesting our story was.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
it's really
guess.
cool.
We're kind of boring people now, but we have some stories.
There was some fun times.
There were some fun times. We did some things.
I think you're still very interesting. So
Well, thank you.
we'll move on. Ren's gonna take over the rest. That's all I know.
No, I
that's
love
all,
it.
That's all I know how to ask about.
I love it. That was so much fun.
Oh yeah, we're gonna keep jumping back and forth. Like we're really good about like we'll have questions and then we'll be like, wait, I want to ask that.
Yeah.
We'll just like impulsively ask it. So I wanted to talk to you about Southern Novel Sense and how that all got started.
Yeah. So Southern Novel Sense was born from honestly me sitting in my bed. But I love to read, and my favorite book series is the Black Dagger Brotherhood by J.R. Ward. And if you have not read it, go read it. It's epic. It's long. There's plenty of books. You know, because I'm one of those where I don't like sometimes to get into a series that's only got 2 or 3 books because then I'm like, oh, well, it's over and I'm sad. Mm-hmm. Some people don't like the daunting task of a book series that's got 23, 24. That's the main. It's got spinoffs too. But I do. I'm a glutton for punishment. But the book started in 2005,
How did
2006.
how'd you hear about it? Did you just grab it off the shelf or something?
No, my ex-sister-in-law, which again I don't call her that, I call her my sister-in-law. My sister, me and her are still very close. She introduced me to her years and years. Like I said, it was like 2006, I think, Katie, 2005, 2006, and I started reading it then, and I kind of kept pace with it, and I always loved it. And then when I really dived in, and because I like to, if a new book comes out, I have to reread a whole series.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
But that makes sense because people will watch if a third or fourth of a movie trilogy comes out, people will go back and rewatch. So that makes sense.
It drives. I know I'm getting off tangent for a second, but it drives Michael nuts because if a new Marvel movie comes out, I have to start at the beginning of the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a whole. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's just something. Michael gets so upset. I will start at the beginning. I mean, like Captain America beginning or whoever it was. Which one's the first one, Chris?
First Captain America?
No, or the first of the whole series.
Iron Man.
Iron Man. Okay, I will start there.
Wow.
And I have to go all the way through. So,
But you probably catch things
I do. And
that other people might be missing.
well,
you
I
know?
really, a lot of times, I get obsessive about things. And so, yeah, I will almost know. Now that this series is on TV, which I may talk about in a little bit, I could probably act in it. I probably would know it just as good as the actors because I love this series so much. And so I was rereading it, and in the middle, and starting to come out of a depression. Like I said, J.R. Ward, and she knows this. I hate to put that kind of pressure on her, but I ended up in a really bad depressed place, and I didn't want to come out of my room. I didn't socialize. I didn't go anywhere. I was not in a good place at all. And her books kept me from making bad decisions. And I hate to put it, my kids did too, and I know I wouldn't have in the end, but you get in this spot where you can convince yourself, even though you wouldn't do it, everybody'd be better without. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Better without you or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I hate that I was there at that point, but her books, and really any books, but just J.R. Ward herself was able to let me go into another world and escape where I was for a little bit and just be there. And so Caldwell, New York, which is the place, the fictional place that she made, is my second home. I love it. And so I was rereading it, and I was starting at the time to get Clayton to listen to him. And we were talking, and I was like, she describes scents so well about how this character smells and all that. I was like, I wonder if anybody is doing candles or whatever. And there were a few out there, and I got some of them, and I liked what they did, but I knew what I had in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that anybody else was doing anything wrong. It's just I wanted to bring to life what I thought.
I think any voracious reader, I've heard them say that.
Yeah,
and
like,
it's-
especially with like a series of books, they're like, I like the movie, but in my mind,
Yeah.
it was like this, and I really wanted it to be like this.
Yeah, and that's why why JR, I think, waited so long to even bring it to screen, because she knows how the fandom is. And that's why, even though Southern Novel Sense was born from that, I was really scared at first. I was terrified to put this out into the fandom, because I know how it can be. And some fandoms, not coming down on anybody, but some fandoms can be really, really rude and really cruel. Now, thank goodness the Black Dagger Brotherhood is not like that. It's one of the best fandoms out there, and I'm not saying that because it's the main series that I love. There's a lot of authors I love. I love reading. But some about this fandom is special. I don't know if it's the age group, because a lot of times we're a little bit older than we're more, well, obviously I'm in my 40s, but I don't know what it is. It's just they're not as mean. But
yeah, and I don't know either, because I've seen like TikTokers that are like 14 to 20 that
Yes.
that have read every book.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have every series on their back shelf, and they're like, I'm gonna reread it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a pretty
she has
audience.
been able to bring age groups, like the age gap is, especially since the series got on Passion Flix, it's really pulled in a lot of new people, especially I think once they saw herself, most down to earth person ever.
Oh.
Like, she's probably a richer than Sin, but she is, you would never know it.
Yeah.
Like, one of the best people I've ever met. But so anyway, yeah, we ordered, and I got the candle samples, and I was like, okay, but this is what I think it is. And it was Clayton, and he said, why don't you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just make them? He was like, and it wasn't even at that time about making money.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I think he was looking at it too, what can we do to give Danielle something? Because I wasn't working at the time. I didn't have a full-time job, and, it was, I think he had a hope that it would get me out the room, which is understandable. And because that's where I lived. I lived in my bed.
Mm-hmm.
And it did. And gosh, it's just been crazy after that. We started with Wrath was the first scent we made. And it's in one of y'all's bag. I forget. One of y'all got Wrath. But he was the very first scent that we made, and it's actually Clayton's all-time favorite. We started with him and what would be his mate in the book, Beth. And those were the first two. And I think we ended up, I ordered those, and I wanted to see if I could, because I'm one of those two. Once he gave me a task of doing that, I will study and watch. I watched countless YouTube and read countless Reddit, and I would not start until I felt in my head,
Yeah.
I'm going to be able to do this the first time. It's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
But I have to have that kind of confidence. And so it was a bunch of trial and error. But long story short on that is I started with a few, and once I felt confident, I think we got like the first brothers, right? We went up to like tour, so that I can't do quick math right now, but we'll say like the first 6 or 7 and their mates. And we put it out there on Etsy, and I was like, well, we'll just see what happens. And then somebody who's a really close friend of me now, Annette, I ended up making her a care package. She lives all the way over in Norway. Now, she has been a part of the BDB fandom, I feel like, since the inception of the Black Dagger Brotherhood. Like, she is a staple. She was there for message boards.
Whoa.
Like, I mean, she goes back. And I was like, we had started talking a little just on Instagram, just about the series, because she loved it so much. And I was like, well, can I send you what I'm making? And you tell me what you think. And so I sent her a care package, and thankfully she shared it on Instagram, and she loved everything. And it just kind of kept going from there and building, and it's, to what it is now. And I don't think I ever expected to get here and to be going, like, to meet my idol, and to have all these people who have become friends, and I don't know, I still feel like it's not real most days. But yeah, so I know I get off tangent. It all started from me sitting in the bed and wondering, that the sense that she had described, if I could bring him to life.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and I never knew I would be a candle maker. So that was never on the cards, or bingo card, as we like to say.
Yeah.
It was never a thought in my head, but it's weird to find your calling accidentally. I don't know. And I do feel like scent making is a calling for me. I love it. I love
That's
it.
awesome.
I love blending and capturing those moments. It's important for me. I don't
That's
know.
awesome.
I love it.
That's really awesome.
Thanks.
So fast forward to this whole thing, though. The author ended up smelling them and liking them, right?
Well, no, actually, no.
Okay,
No. It's nothing bad. So it's funny. I feel like such a shit, right? So I went down to Orlando. I make JR this beautiful box because I'm thinking, I wonder, has she ever smelled them?
Yeah.
And so if anybody who doesn't know, you're about to learn something. I put all of the melts in the box of every scent we've ever made, and that was the day I was going to get her to smell. We just created a scent for her, which I'm gonna toot my own horn. It's stunning. It smells like, I'm getting on a tangent. I'll come back to that. We're gonna pin that.
Our brains were the exact same way.
But so I make her this box. We go down to the event. We got to meet her before the event. We watched. We did the question, and we told her we had to do some things with the JR workshop, so we had to stay anyway. And we were like, well, we got something we want to give you afterward. We're going to wait until you're done. And so we waited, and we had a bag and gift set for her. She calls her Biffle. It's her best friend. Mm-hmm. And so we gave her hers. And so I'm getting ready to hand it to her, right? And I was like, well, before I go, do you mind opening it? I need you to smell one of these. And she was like, wait, is this scents? And I'm like, yeah. She was like, I can't have this. And I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. And she was like, no, I can't. She can't have flowers in her house. Oh. Nothing, because it causes her migraines. Okay. It could not even go in her car, because I was like, okay, well, you can give it away. You can give it to anybody, whatever. This is, and she can't even have it that close to her. I was like, how am I going to come down here and meet you for the first time? And the one gift I'm bringing you cannot freaking
kryptonite
have. Right.
Kryptonite your people.
Exactly. It was like, literally, I was giving kryptonite to Superman. I couldn't believe it.
You would have never guessed, though, since she describes the characters with scent. But maybe that's why she does it.
And because she's so sensitive to it. And because, obviously she smells, and she knows things smell good.
Yeah.
It's just she cannot constantly smell. And it was funny. So we got into this back and forth argument of who was the worst shit at this point, because she was like, oh, I feel so bad about this, you're trying to, I feel terrible, and I'm like, no, I'm terrible. And so we're going back and forth, and anyway, it kind of worked out. I'm gonna get to have dinner with her when I go to an event.
That's so neat.
That's cool.
We'll get to have our time, but
Most people
now
do not get that moment.
right. I'm
very
really
fortunate.
I'm excited. I get to sit down with her, and I will not wear perfume. I promise that. Yeah, I'm not gonna wear perfume, but yeah, so she hasn't got to smell them, but she has got to hear other people and at least see the reviews and really, I think what made it where I was able to do this is I just put my story out there on Instagram and TikTok and all the things, and I wanted her to know. And it's not why I did it. I pitched myself at a certain point to her, because I was making these. I started in 2020. Am I going ahead of y'all? Am I jumping ahead?
No,
okay.
This is amazing.
Y'all be like, girl, this is my show.
But unbridled thoughts for a reason. Just let it go.
Yeah, this isn't our story. This is your story.
Yeah.
So you do what you want with it.
My mouth would get going. Also, I had an Alani before we started. So it's, ting, ting, ting. But no, so I started in 2020, and then in about the end of 2022, is that when I took a break, I think? Because it was almost 3 years.
Yeah, 23.
Yeah, maybe the beginning of 2023. The economy wasn't going great, things like that. But when I was doing it before, there was no official licensing at the time.
Yeah.
And JR wore, there was tons of people doing different things, whether it was shirts or things like that. A few other people were doing candles, but she was so very gracious during that time that she never bothered anybody about it. And it was, really, really nice. And so when the series started back up, people started messaging me. And they were like, hey, are you going to do the candles? And what has been mind-blowing for me, I am honored to have it, and it's still, like, this is one of those things where I get in it, and I'm like, well, I don't deserve all this. But we have people send us pictures of, they have special cabinets just for our stuff.
Oh, wow.
And they have, like, there's some people who, when we announced that we were going to be having, to shut down for a little bit, refused to melt our melts, refused to burn their candles because they were so afraid of losing our scents and not having them again. And to know that there was that kind of, I don't know, dedication and love for what we did was really special. So when they started messaging us and they were like, I want to be able to burn it, while the show's going, and I'm like, okay. So we were going to get started. And I talked to Clayton, and I was like, I can't do this without her permission at this point, because I knew she was getting ready to open up her own shop, so they were going to be selling their own merch. And I was like, I don't feel right about it anymore. It just, there's something about it that didn't feel right. She needs to be able to, for years, she let people make money, and she didn't bother, and so I refused to put anything up at that time. So the show came out in July. And so it was a little before that leading up, and I was talking to people, and I was going to do it, and then I dialed back on it, and I was like, no, we're going to put it on pause. And so I ended up emailing her and her team, and I was like, if y'all find that you are going to be opening up like a licensee and a shop, and you're going to allow people to be licensed, I would love to be considered. Mm-hmm. And it was crickets. Now, extremely busy woman, and so, all I knew how to do was really message her either through Facebook, and for whatever reason, I didn't send it on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Don't ask me why. I just did it on Facebook. And so I didn't hear anything, and a lot of time went by. So I messaged her again, and I was like, I'm not going to bother you after this. And so I sent this one on Instagram, and then you can only put so much in a message on Instagram. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a video because I want her to know it wasn't about getting approved. It was more, I want you to know what you mean to me and why I want to do this, and what you inspired me. And if nothing else, please know I'm grateful. And so I told my story of how she basically saved my life. And what she meant to me and what the Black Dagger Brotherhood meant to me. And so I put that out, and it was probably a few weeks later, or I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks later, and a message popped up, and it was J.R. Ward. Mm-hmm. And it was more us talking about my story at first, and she was saying how much it moved her, and that, she was really appreciative that I, put that out there, and then it was, I don't know, maybe a couple of days after that, I got the word that I was going to be the first official vendor for the J.R. Ward shop.
Girl.
I did not cry about my mama, but I'm going to cry about this. But it was just one of those, you've done all this stuff, your whole life, and then you did create this business really out of the Black Dagger Brotherhood. You did other things, but all the hard work felt worth it. Yeah. And when I never thought that we were going to be able to bring the business back, honestly. And it was heartbreaking when we had to stop doing it, because I love this so much. Mm-hmm. I love what I do. I'm in my happy place when I'm in my pouring room and I'm making candles and I'm making wax melts, or I'm interacting with I don't know why I don't like calling them customers, but our people is what and knowing. Just like today, I got messages, and people were saying how they've quit buying wax melts and candles from anywhere else because the quality doesn't match up to what we do. And that's what it's all about for me. Like, I don't know. It's just to be able to have this opportunity to bring it back and it be with J.R. Ward and her team, and it's been a dream come true. And that's not hyperbole. It's just truly... it feels surreal, and I'm always so afraid it's going to go away, which is crazy. I got to quit talking negative. or it's not. I'm constantly worried it's not good enough. Every cent I make, every time I'm like, oh, it smells like shit, and then
I think every business owner can relate to
I'm
that.
sure.
That's what I was
Yeah.
just going to say. Like, there's so many moments. I mean, even, we're sitting in my spa, and there's so many moments when I'm like, is this the year that it gets taken away?
Right. Yeah.
And you have to be
But, I
like,
mean, it's
don't
stunning
think
in
like
here.
that,
Yeah, and I know I'm learning. Ren's had to get on to me for years, and I have an eyelash girl too, Tasia, and she gets on to me too. So it's you and Tasia who are constantly, but like I will speak negativity,
Yeah.
and I'm having to learn to reel that back, and
Yeah.
I'm getting better about it. You can admit I'm getting better, but
I love that you always get confirmation from him. She's like, I'm getting better for him. Right?
right?
Tell me I am.
I think I am, but you get back what you put out.
Yeah.
And whatever you put into this universe, it hears you. It hears your negative, your banner. And so I'm trying to live in the moment and to know, if I decide that I want this to be successful, it's going to.
Yeah.
And so, the dream is, I want this to one day be all I do.
Yeah.
I love where I'm at. I don't talk about where I work for reasons. I don't show it on the internet. But anyway, I am very, very grateful for my job. It's, I love the people I work with. If they see this, no, I really do love them. And then now DJ's working there, which is great.
Yes.
So they keep joking that the trainers are going to take it over. But I do. I love it a lot. And I'm very, very grateful. And God brought it at a time that we really needed it. But my heart is that Southern nonsense. And that's just the truth. And I think that's
There's
anybody
nothing wrong
who's
with
starting
that.
a business. Yeah. And
That's your passion project.
it really is. And
Yeah.
I mean, there would be no point if I didn't love it.
Right.
When you said the trainers were taking over, my imagination was like the Trayn-vasion.
Oh, I like it. We should get t-shirts. The Trayn-vasion.
Trayn-vasion.
Yeah, that's right. That's
love
right.
it.
We're coming after it. We're not going to say where, but we're coming.
Or when.
And now we just got to get right. Or when, yeah. Sneak attack. We just got to get Michael on there, and then that'll be it.
Yeah.
We'll have the whole crew.
Can you imagine the whole family working there?
That would be
kinda
great.
cool.
I mean, it is doable.
Yeah.
He's going
Do you
for
work there
accounting.
too?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, you all work together.
Yeah, I worked there in 2010, and then I left for a little while, and now I'm back. He's been there the whole time. He's been there since 2007. 7? Yeah, 2007. And then, like I said, DJ just started last year, which we're very proud. We're very proud. He's because he went for his electronics and stuff. So yeah, it's been nice. Like I said, I'm very grateful for it. I love it. It's just I want to do candles. That's what I want. And I love the Black Dagger Brotherhood. That will always be in my shop and all that. But we, eventually want to expand on it. And really just get more into the book side, not always just niche down to a certain author or book, our series. I love the whole atmosphere of the books, and the tropes and everything like that. It's just
Do you make other scented candles too, or is it just leaning towards the book series?
right now we've just been doing the Black Dagger Brotherhood.
Yeah.
We used to do other book series, but again it got into licensing and all that. And so we'll always respect that and not try to. One, it's just dangerous. Don't push the limits, y'all. It's not worth it. But we had thought about and talked about doing for a little bit like a home line, and it's not completely out of the question. I think it's just I immediately go to anything book related, and but I think we are good at making sense. We really are. It's funny. It's almost easier to sell it on the book side than it is getting into the space of just home sense because it is. I don't like to say diluted because to me nothing in this life is diluted. There's a spot for anybody in any niche, but it does make it more difficult.
Yeah.
And to stand out in a crowd that's where when you get into the book side of it, it's not that there's not a lot of people. It's just it's a smaller group of people. So it's just carving your little corner out, and I guess right now I feel comfortable on the book side of that, and I love that world of it. And it speaks to me, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I wish there was a different tier of like IP licensing for small businesses.
yeah.
Because when you're a small business, especially when you're doing it like out of like a small, like you don't have a brick and mortar,
Yeah.
you may not have the budget to do an IP that like a corporate business can do.
Right.
So then they get the IP and like, here's the shirts, here's the this, here's the that. But then it's like, you're like a real fan.
Yeah.
And you know what the fans want.
Right.
But it's like, if they would say, okay, well, for our smaller businesses, we have this tier.
Yeah.
And just go for it.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine what you would do? Like,
That would be really cool.
that'd be really cool.
It really would, because that's one thing I can say I like about, even though JR opened her, one, they're bringing on other vendors and licensees, which is so much fun. But they have a spot even on their website, because not everybody wants to actually make stuff and sell stuff. You know, I mean, it takes a lot of work and dedication, and it's a headache. But they have it where they want to hear from the fandom. What do y'all want? Let us know. And we're actually pushing for them to bring more male stuff, because like Clayton loves the series, but there's not a lot of stuff currently right now that he would want to buy. But I've bought almost everything. I was joking at one point. I was like, I make Kindles so I can give J.R. Ward my money. But I love everything. But yeah, it's like you said, when you actually pull in the fans who love it, not that the authors don't love it, obviously they do, but you know, they hire people to handle that side of things a lot of times, and so sometimes they miss the mark, and so you make a really good point. I think they need to listen to that kind of thing. You know, pull your fans in, because they're going to tell you what they actually want to wear, what they want to buy, what they want to spend their money on. Yeah.
Good advice.
If they would just give us freedom, you know, all these other people, just give us a little bit of freedom, we'll make you a ton of money.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
That's so cool.
Thanks.
And now this book series has turned into a little like show or something. Like, walk us through that. What can you say and what can you not say?
Oh, well, I mean, I know just pretty much what everybody else does. I can honestly, I don't really know any. Well, so anyway, I don't know it because of J.R. Ward. I'll say that, but she hasn't told me any secrets. But yeah, so this book series has been going since 2005, so 20 years, and it was one of those things where the fandom wanted it to come to screen, but you didn't, and it's kind of what you were talking about earlier, and it's because we've envisioned this whole thing for years, and when they mentioned that Passion Flix was going to do it, nobody is going to lie and act like we were excited about it, because at first we weren't.
Yeah.
We were really scared because we were worried, you know, is the budget going to be big enough? Can they? Because there's some things that really needed special effects and stuff to make it really come off, and I'm one to admit that I was worried about it. But
Passion Flix is a streaming service?
Yes. Okay. It's a streaming service that you have to pay for. I mean, really kind of like anything now, but it's not on, it's not going to be like a, how would I explain that?
It's just like a Netflix.
Yeah, I guess it is. It's just like a Netflix.
But it's their
thing.
own productions.
Yeah, so they do
cool.
everything. Okay. It's owned by Tosca Musk, but she is purely for romance books and high fantasy romance and paranormal romance. So it's more, that's the only kind of stuff that's on there.
That's cool, because they kind of created a platform that wasn't there for people before.
For sure, yeah.
That's cool.
And so the reason that JR chose her and chose Passion Flix is because, one, she wanted to be a part of the casting and choosing that because she knew how the fandom would be, and they were. But she would, and then she was able to be on set while the filming was. She had a lot of control, and that was very important to her. And a lot of times with these big like Hulu and all them, they don't give them that kind of thing. And so anyway, she was very much involved. And the other thing that Passion Flix does, if you go watch really any of their movies, if you've read the book, is they are good about staying with the script. And so it's almost word for word.
Whoa.
So when they put out, the season 1 was the first book, so it's Wrath and Beth's story. And I mean, you could absolutely, and what was so much fun is, even though when the episode would end, it was like, oh my God, what's going to happen next? We knew, you know, because we've all read it, but they were just so exact. They did it so well. I mean, I could search for notes and probably find them. Everybody, you can criticize anything you want, but it was emotionally good. You know, it was one of those things where we've waited on it for so long. Like, I don't know how many times I cried, how many times I laughed, how many times I hollered. Passion Flix did a fantastic job. And so, yeah, it's something we've been waiting on for a very long time. And so this past July was season 1. Season 2 is supposed to come out this July. They're supposed to start filming anytime now. I think we're supposed to get casting news soon. But, one of the questions that they asked at the event is, how are you going to do this? Because they say that they're going to do at least through the first 11 books. Okay. And so that's 11 years, And they're like, well, what are you going to do about the actors aging? They're vampires. They're not supposed to, age. And, she had the best answer for that. Was one, they're trying to film, possibly, we're not for sure, but film 2 seasons at once. Oh, now, we will only get 1 season a year, but they're going to go ahead and get them done. And then, because the actors have signed on. They say they're committed to do this till the end. But anyway, and then she said, that's what Botox is for, bitches. That was her direct quote. So,
you were the one that brought her kind of to my awareness.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time you telling me about her was a video that she posted of her seeing the actors dressed as her characters for the first time.
Yes.
And you were like, oh, you got to watch it. It's going to make you smile so big. And I was like, okay.
It was great.
And I watched it. I was like, okay, this will be cute. Oh, my gosh. She is so pure.
Yes.
Like, she does not hold back in the way she reacts. Like, she's so, like, in her humanity with everything.
For sure.
And I don't even know her. And I, like, watched the video. I was like, I know this girl.
Right.
Like, it was like,
I'm telling you, she's so genuine. You should, if you get a chance, go watch it. And the best one is her meeting Wrath. Because she met all of them. The most emotional one is her meeting Zadist.
Okay.
And the story, that was the hardest book for her to write, and she has never reread it. It is a hard book.
Wow.
It is a very...
So she put it down and, like...
She wrote it, and she put it down, and that was that. It's a hard story. It is a very hard story. It took me a long time before I reread it. It's a rough one. But so that one's a very emotional one. But her seeing Wrath for the first time, I mean, she just, like, it's one of those surreal moments. I can only imagine. You've lived with this character in your head for 20 years.
We should maybe share those videos on our stories when we launch your episode.
Yes.
Like that week, so they can see what we're talking about.
That would be awesome, because you have to see it. But who you see in that video and how that was not fake. That was completely genuine. That is who she is. She has zero filter. She cusses like a sailor, but dresses like a debutante. I mean, she's great. I love her.
Awesome.
I just love her.
That's awesome.
It's best author out there. I don't care what anybody says. There's plenty of great authors, but J.R. Ward is elite. Elite.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine, like, you hear about people who, like, meet their heroes for the first time. So it's kind of cool that you you kind of manifested it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was...
Or Clayton, just to get her out of the bedroom.
Right? For real. Maybe Clayton manifested it. But that's, good point. Good job, bud.
I mean, I feel like, not to get, like, too deep in the pool, but, like, when you have those moments when you're struggling and you're having a hard time, like you were talking about before, like in your darkest hour, you ask the question. Like, you ask the question out loud to God.
Yeah.
And then, like, looking at it from the other side, I'm like, girl, this is the answer.
Yeah.
Look at all the people who are blessed by you just being you, Yeah,
it's kind of crazy, honestly, to look back on it and to know where I was in that moment. So you're right, because I did. I thought to him a lot. And I didn't know what was going to happen. And I don't know. It's kind of crazy. And when you're going through it, right, and even at the beginning of something, you can't see that. And I don't think I'm at the finish line, but you can't even see the in-between. You don't ever think you're going to get to that happy point. And, most of the time, so I think about the new year just came, right? And most years people are, good riddance to 2025 and, and I'm guilty of it. 2023, 23, even years you just want it gone. Oh, on to a new year. I want to start fresh. And I get it. I've been there. This was the first time, and I don't know how long, the first year I was sad to see it go.
Yeah.
It's just been a beautiful moment. And it was just more about because I was resilient, and I can't. When I look back on where I was mentally, and at that time, I was completely out of shape, really bad health. Like I said, I've gained some of it back, but anyway, I had lost like 140 pounds. But all of this was all a journey, and I don't know. It's like I feel like I lost my train of thought. I know I was going somewhere, because coming out of depression by yourself, me and Pat talked about this. So Pat, when I say Pat, that's my ex-mother-in-law, but she's like a second mom to me.
Yeah.
I've actually been blessed with good mother-in-laws. I don't know what I did for that one, because most people don't get that. But my first mother-in-law and my current mother-in-law, I don't know how I did it. But I'm very, very lucky
They'd be
girl.
like, we're keeping you.
Yeah,
I would too.
well, maybe it is me. But no, I'm very blessed. It's like, I'm still very close to Pat, as you know.
Awesome.
And I wish Clayton's mom, we love you, Nunu. I wish Clayton's mom lived closer, because she's awesome. She's so awesome. Very down to earth as well. I've just been very blessed with that. But me and Pat were talking, and we were saying how I didn't go to therapy. I didn't go to any kind of groups. I didn't do anything. I don't recommend that. I do not recommend raw darn life and trying to pull yourself out of depression. It is the hardest damn thing you will ever do. Somehow I did it. And she looked at me the other day. She was like, I don't know how you did it. She said, I really don't. And I still don't, even myself. I couldn't have done it without Clayton, and I know I bring that up a lot, but he is solid. So my nanny as a kid was my safe spot, my rock, while also being my soft place to land. That is Clayton. Clayton is my person. My kids are my motivation in my life, but Clayton is my person. He reels me back in. He keeps me centered, and so I know I couldn't have done it without him, but it was. I'm learning to give myself the credit that I did it.
Yeah.
And I probably should still go to therapy. Pat says everybody should go to therapy. But
it is really good.
It is. And that's why I'm saying if you're in that kind of place and you don't know how to get out, there's help out there. And don't be like me. Don't be stubborn and be stuck in a bed for years. And I missed out on a lot of stuff because of it. And that part I regret, and I'm almost mad at myself sometimes about it. I can't be, because I didn't know how to get out of my own way. You just don't. But when I look at where I was, and while it took a long time to get out of it, I'm very proud of where I've ended up. And I'm hoping I can take that even further. And, I constantly go back to crediting Black Dagger Brotherhood, but it was the people I met along the way, and it was the motivation it gave me to create a business, and then that helped get me back out to where I could get a job again and get, and work and start providing things for my family that, we haven't really been able to do ever. And we're not rich. Don't get it twisted. We're really not. But the point is we're not scared anymore. I don't know. It's
really powerful.
It is.
Yeah.
It's emotional, and it's, like you said, you get scared, you're going to lose it.
Yeah.
You do. Every day I'm terrified, and I got to get out of that mind frame, but it's been a wonderful journey. I'm kind of grateful for all the bad too. It's hard to say that. I don't want to go through it again, but I don't think I would be as determined as I am without it.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I don't. Knowing me, knowing how I am, I don't think I would be. So I don't think anything's by accident. I think everything happens for whatever reason, and it's hard to accept that sometimes, especially when life's throwing you nothing but shit. But it's there is a other side to it, and you just gotta stay in it.
Well, I think it's easy to say it as like I think it's easy for humans to say it as an empty platitude, like everything happens for a reason.
Right.
But it's something else to say that after you've literally thrown yourself into life.
Yeah.
You threw yourself into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you took that leap, and
Right.
that's scary for a lot of people.
Oh, it's terrifying.
And I mean, but look at who all was waiting for you on the other side. Like you're friends with like people in other countries and stuff.
Yeah, I had no idea. Right? That's
Wild.
That is the wildest part of it is you don't know what's on that. You don't know what's waiting for you, and man, it's really cool to find it and to find those people and to find those experiences and those situations, and it's just like I think going and seeing JR right in Orlando this just a few weeks ago, the whole family got to go. We turned it into a family Disney trip. We're Disney adults. It is what it is. But that is probably one of my best memories now.
Yeah.
And it will be, but like out of my whole, it just was a great
Yeah.
vacation. It was a great experience. I finally got to hug the neck of people I've been talking to online for years, and it just was amazing. And none of it would have happened without taking that leap and taking that chance. Something I wouldn't have done. I don't know. Again, I guess I need to give myself credit, but I don't. It probably wouldn't have happened without him, without Clayton. I know I keep looking at him and saying that, but it's the truth. So thank you for pushing me to do that.
No, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
He's the man behind the camera. They don't, kind of like Chris.
Yeah.
They don't get to see him a lot. You need to get in front of the camera more.
Nobody wants to see that.
Yes, they do. I'm so sorry.
Sorry,
Clayton says the same thing, but I'm telling you, they do. They love y'all. I love y'all. But it's yep. It's you got to have a support system.
Yes.
So
yeah.
that is important. But
Yeah.
it's been a great ride.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just been wild.
Yeah, I think learning, because I kind of can relate to you in some ways, like life can be kind of tough. You feel like you're just always being thrown, like, not the best end of the, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
the deal.
Yeah.
And when you finally get to like a really good place where you see things like catapulting and climbing and growing, and you're like, wait, this is like really good.
Yeah.
I think it's like so hard to sit back and just enjoy the ride.
1,000%. It's
You
like
know
you're
what I
waiting
mean?
for that thing to happen. Yeah.
And that has been like my biggest lesson, I think, in 2024 and 2025 is like, just let's enjoy the ride. Like, we don't always have to like get to the next level.
Yep.
You know, I always just want to level up. That's like all I
Right.
focus on, like
Yes.
I have my goals. I'm like, let's level,
Yeah, I'm still doing that. It's funny, at the event, J.R. Ward talked about it. They asked her what was like one of her biggest regrets throughout her whole career. And she said one of them was that she never slowed down to smell the roses.
Yeah.
It was just a constant climb that she was
Yep.
doing. And so I ended up being the final question that night. And I asked her, I was like, you brought that up.
Yeah.
You haven't ever stopped to smell the flowers. And I was like, what is your advice for that? I was like, because I'm the same way where I need to be stopping to smell. I know I've said this word a lot, but when I'm supposed to stop and smell the flowers, I see a pile of shit. and I don't, I swear, like everything. And Pat gets on to me all the time, and she was like,
I've never said that though.
it don't matter what you make, you're going to think it's crap. It don't matter what anybody tells you, you're going to find a flaw in it. And I do. I'm always looking for perfection, or, okay, well, I did this. Now we got to step it up, and I gotta hit this goal now, and so I can't enjoy the reviews. I can't enjoy the moment. And honestly, JR said, because I haven't really hit that success part of it yet. I mean, I'm successful in what I'm doing, but I'm not at that point yet of what my goal is. And basically it was to, just keep grinding. And I got what she meant. It was a good answer the way she put it. But basically she was saying it should never be good enough right now. Because in that, by me constantly grinding against my own self, I'm going to like sharpening steel or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had
I was-
exactly the same conversation because Chris always tells me I need to stop and smell the roses.
Yeah.
But I just got a divorce and I left my ex with everything. So I'm
Oh,
climbing
yeah.
from the bottom at
Right.
43, you know what I mean? I'm 45
Yeah.
now. It's like, if I stop, there's nothing.
I know. I get it.
There's nothing to fall back on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's me. I have to climb right now.
Because
so that's
you're
probably
relying
how you
on
feel the
you.
same thing
Yeah.
too. Like you don't want to always be working these double jobs and
You
always
don't.
doing all these things. So you, especially when you get to a certain age,
Yeah.
you're like, okay, I've got to like nose to the grindstone to get to the
Right.
point where I'm like, okay, I can breathe.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's funny you bring up the age because it's so very true. Because I look at it and I think, okay, if I would have been in my 20s, I would have had all this time.
Yeah, you would have had all that time.
But now I got this
You can
little
play
window.
around.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But right now, you're like, no, if I want any success, I have to do it right now.
Yeah.
Because I will burn out and life will slow me down because my body will slow down. My mind will slow down. Everything will slow down. I have a short window right now where things are still,
No, I get it.
able to run semi-efficient.
Right. Yeah, it's not perfect, Lord. But no, exactly. I do think about that. That is one of the driving forces for me because I'm sitting here like, okay, well, I'm 42, and I'm gonna be 43 next month, and it's like, oh, I'm running out of time. I know I've got really a lot of time, and that is the plan. But then I want to retire. I want to do these things. I want me and Clayton to be able to go and do this and not have to worry. And I'm like, okay, well, I got to build it now.
Yeah.
So, I get it.
Yeah,
But
so that way we can have this later on, you know what I mean? Yeah. So
it's hard because we probably will look back and go, well, damn, I didn't slow down. I didn't. I had all this success at this time and I wasn't enjoying it.
I hit the wall running.
Right, exactly. Or you missed that pinnacle because we were so focused, and I don't know. I'm sure there'll be regrets. So maybe we can find a balance there.
But we need to work on that. But think of our regrets if we would have slowed down, then we just slow down.
Right.
You know what I mean? We don't accomplish what we're trying to work on.
Oh, I would hate myself.
Yeah,
I would hate myself if I would have missed an opportunity or for sure. It's hard.
Part of me wonders if it's y'all's. I mean, part of me wonders if it's a superpower because you could like immediately look at something and see, okay, the first negative 10%. We talked about that. Like some people have that superpower. They can look and immediately see that first negative 10%. It's not that they're negative. It's like the superpower where it's like really quickly they're like, here's what I can improve on. Oh, it's kind of like doing like a check after each task.
What's your sign though? Are you an earth sign? I feel an earth.
I'm a
energy
water.
over here. You are what?
Yeah, I'm a Pisces.
You're a Pisces? No wonder I love you. But, I wonder what your rising is.
I don't know.
It's got to be Virgo or something.
I would love you to tell me.
Well, I would have to give you my
we'll
do it.
Yeah, we'll do that one day.
We're going to do that afterwards.
Yeah, because I love it when people tell me.
Let's do it right now.
Because I know I'm telling you, I believe it's all connected and all that. And of course, as Pisces, we can be all free spirit.
Yeah, I know. And I felt that from you, but then you also have like very strong, like some kind of earth sign where you're like, no, it's got to be perfect.
And I am.
You know what I mean?
It's very annoying, but to me and everyone around me.
I think that as some people are afraid to grow.
Yeah.
But if you guys are kind of like talking about being focused on the negative like this, and you're not afraid to grow because it's all happening and you're kind of distracted, so you can't really get anxious about
we're
that
definitely
fast growth, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, we can't worry about that.
Yeah,
it's a superpower.
It is a superpower.
But we do. It's funny because, just labels that we'll put like on the wax melts and candles. I can tell if it's tilted just off. Right, and they'll look at it and be like, "Well, I think it looks great." And I'm like, "No, it's crooked," and it will drive me bonkers.
Okay,
I
so we're
can't
not
deal
putting
with it.
all your personal information out on the.
Hold on, guys.
I saw signs. We maybe not be able to sing all that.
Oh, you were
that's
doing
true.
great.
Yeah.
I want a YouTube strike for singing.
Oh yeah, they'll get you in a heartbeat.
You just need that now.
Well, if we had a
your
tiered
time.
system for
can I hold
IP,
it?
imagine what we could do.
We get flagged by Ace of Base.
Right? They're gonna
Did
get
they
their
ever
money.
come up with anything but that one album?
I think they probably had some more stuff in the other country. Like, they had another album after that.
Yeah.
Like it's like a beautiful night or something like that, or beautiful.
I don't think
Night.
it went anywhere though, huh?
Not as much as those other ones did. Well, I don't know so much about them.
You're doing great. You did know a lot about Ace or Base.
Pointless
Ace of
knowledge.
Oh my gosh.
What about-
did I say your rising sign was
You
gonna
said it was
be?
a Virgo. Are you serious?
You are a Virgo. I have this like weird hidden power where I can guess people's rising sign.
Really?
I don't know what it is. Yeah. So you are a Pisces. Oh, and you're gonna love this.
What?
You're a Gemini moon, which is funny because I'm a Pisces moon and a Gemini sun. So
Are you
we're-
serious?
Yeah.
It's like we're like the opposite.
Yeah, and
but
she's a
not really.
Virgo.
We found our people.
and I'm a Taurus rising too, which is an Earth rising. So we're very similar.
Okay. Yeah, see,
Yeah,
this is why we
yeah.
get each other.
Yeah. So that's why
That's hilarious.
our history is the same.
See?
Your
we can't help the way
perfectionism
we
is,
are.
perfectionism is definitely the Virgo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I've heard that a lot.
And the practicality.
yeah, and it.
And like the fine details,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like the perfection, yeah.
I mean, it is great. Don't get me wrong, but it like I say, it'll annoy me. It really will, because I'm like, why am I like this?
Yeah.
I don't want to be like that sometimes. Sometimes
Well, and
I want that
sometimes-
go with the flow.
Yeah, and I think once you like can completely heal a little bit more, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? You're still in your healing journey.
For sure.
And I think that once you kind of allow that healing to happen, you will be able to go more into Pisces mode.
I
You
hope
know what I
so.
mean? And kind of like allow the Virgo to keep you like structured in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Because I have a Virgo stellium. So when I was like unhealed, I let Virgo take over, man. I was just like, you know, OCD and you know what I
Yep.
mean?
Sure did.
The house had to be perfect. You know,
Right.
everything had to be perfect. I was like always nitpicking the details, you know, and
Yeah.
nothing was good enough. Nothing was perfect.
Exactly.
And when I went through that healing journey, then I was like able to kind of like slide into my giant Gemini, which is where I feel like my true self for me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, we don't work
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Because I love the Pisces side too, because that's where the creative side of me
That's
goes,
the
'cause
creative
I
part of
love
you.
that. I
Yeah.
love creating. I love making
Yep,
pretty
me
things.
too. Yeah.
It's that is really what drives me. But then I'm like, oh well, looks like shit.
Plus, Pisces Age Association is 65 years old. So they've already seen it all.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll find that it's really kind of like.
Oh well, we talk
wild.
about that all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah?
Like I
Yeah.
almost have like a I don't know. I have this perception. I don't know.
Yes, yeah.
It's
I
a
pick up
real
on-
thing.
Yeah.
It's because past lives. You
Yeah,
know what
I
I mean?
believe
You've
in
already
it.
done this all before.
Yeah, I believe that at times because I tell you, I pick up on things quick, or I get vibes, or I don't know. It's hard
And
to
your
explain.
intuition.
Look at
Yeah, I
the story
haven't
with
been able to-
Michael. Like, it's like he saw it from heaven before he
Oh yeah.
became your son.
See, Michael's a Pisces.
Oh, he
Michael's born a day
is.
before me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
so I
awesome.
was in the hospital on my birthday having him. That was always fun. They were like, "Don't you want to wait till tomorrow?" No, I don't. Let's go ahead and get him out.
Get it done.
But yeah, he's also, and it's funny because he's also OCD, and he was born 20 years after me. I wonder if he ended up with the same like
He
type
could.
of rights and things. We'll look at that one.
Yeah,
when
well,
we're done. I'm curious. I'm very curious to see what
He
his
really
might be.
might, yeah.
Because Michael, he very much can be a free spirit, but he is also like, you know.
Stuck in his head.
Oh yeah, OCD.
yeah.
Got it. Yeah, the boy don't forget nothing.
I'm feeling Capricorn for him, but we'll see.
That could
We'll
be.
see. Yeah,
That's
I'm
why
feeling
my mom was
Capricorn. I don't know
Capricorn.
why. Really?
Yeah.
My grandma, who was my person, just
Yeah.
like the same thing like you're saying, I lost her like 10 months after having kids. Or it was like 6 months.
Oh wow.
I was like, what the heck? This is when I need you the
Yeah,
most. You know what I mean?
exactly.
And she was gone, so I had to raise all my babies by myself.
I'm
But
sorry.
she was my person, same exact thing. She was my rock, my steady place, my
Yeah.
safe place, you know. And it was hard losing her.
Yeah,
I
get it.
understand
It's
that one
very hard.
completely. Yeah.
When was her birthday?
She was January 14th, yeah.
Okay, so my nanny was January 2nd. My mom was January 8th, which is Elvis's birthday.
That's
so both,
crazy.
It's great. We
Yeah.
have a lot of similarities. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Everything
But
happens
yeah,
for a reason.
it
Yeah.
does. Look at guy. Why you do it? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that's really. I mean, not cool that we're bonded in that kind of way, but I mean, but you know what I mean? It's
We're bonded
like, oh
in
my
trauma,
God,
yes.
you have the same trauma. That's so sweet. But,
Trauma
I
bond.
will do it every time. I'll tell you, you'll find some of the greatest people that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. I immediately had the thought though of coming to see you after I lost Mama, and you were able to tap into some things of my ancestors. That was actually, I think you did. I don't know. Ren helped me a lot. I'm telling you, it was very traumatizing. But to know I don't know. I was surrounded by people. That was kind of cool. So
Yeah.
thank you for that again.
Well, don't make me cry. So.
No, we're not going to cry. Happy times.
No, it's a very happy. It's always been happy. Like,
Yeah.
It really has.
yeah.
It's
As hard as life is, and it's
like
freaking hard.
very hard.
It's people bring these amazing people into your life, whether it's for a moment or a lifetime, and
right.
then you're like, okay, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes you don't get it while it's happening, but you know, every person that has come into my life, and then however they've even left out, like you said, if they left through trauma, whether it be divorce, everything had a meaning, and it was purposeful, and I'm very grateful for it. At the time, you may not be sometimes, but it's like you said, it sounds so cliche to say that everything happens for a reason, but it really does. And you don't know the lesson all the days. So hell, sometimes I still don't know the lesson of some of the things that have happened in my life, and I still sit there sometimes and like, why? Why did we do that? Can we not do that again?
Yeah.
But you know, I know I'm going to understand it one day. I don't know when. There'll be a moment though where I'm like, you know what? This is why that happened. You know, and it's just
It's when you get through your healing journey, you know, because it really did take me to get to the other side. And then I look at all the bad things I went through that I thought were going to break me.
yeah.
And I was like, no, they were just like stepping stones. They were learning points. And this bad thing happened because now when I have somebody on my table
Right.
who is going through something similar, I sense it before they tell me. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you see the signs or, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
And
you do pick up
You
on
feel it, you know? And so, and then you get to be there for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That is a beautiful part
And
of the
that
journey.
is very beautiful. That's something, it grows a community, it grows a bond, it grows situations like this right now where we
Right.
get to just sit and hang out and talk and be girlfriends
Yeah,
and not have
I
to worry about
know.
anything else in life.
It is really neat how it, like I said, it sounds so weird to say that trauma, you know, but it does. It breeds some beautiful things sometimes. And you have to try to find that beauty in it.
And when everything is just happy-go-lucky all the time, you can't really appreciate it like it's
No,
supposed
you
to
can't.
be,
And you
know?
get jaded
Yeah.
to it, really.
Yeah.
It's not like, I don't know, I don't want, you know, oh, your life's going too good. You need some bad things to happen.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
But it's
sometimes you
true.
do.
Yeah, I mean, you probably wouldn't appreciate Clayton like you do
Right.
if you hadn't gone through the men that you've already gone through.
A thousand. That
You know
sounded
what I
like I
mean?
was. No. If you hadn't been through all them men, no. There was only one.
I did not mean it like that.
That was funny. No, but you're right. You're absolutely right. It does bring a different appreciation.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've been able to create a 20-year marriage out of that.
Yeah.
You know, and he has the same thing. You know,
I'm
he
sure.
he
Yeah.
went through his own traumas, and, you know, then we went through some things with ourselves that help breed and create a strong marriage, because marriage is hard.
It is. It's
you know,
work.
and you know,
And
that.
people don't realize it.
No,
but really,
it's not a bed of roses.
It is a job.
It
you know?
is. You have to work at it constantly, honestly. And there comes a point where it gets comfortable
Yeah.
and safe, and that is a happy part of it, you know. But it's constant work, and I think some people are missing that in this day and age sometimes. Not that anybody should stay in anything that's unhealthy, but sometimes you got to put the work in.
Yeah, you
know what I
do.
mean? You can't
Yeah.
just give up.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad we didn't. We never gave up.
Well, it's like a garden. It's not all about pruning. It's about, like, you know, nurturing and fertilizing and water, and there's a lot of things that go into it, you know.
For sure. Yeah. You definitely got to.
And harvesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
I mean,
You
any
gotta prep it.
relationship, not just
Yeah.
romantic, like friendships and like, you know, guy friends and gal friends. Like, it's all about, doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
Best friends.
Yeah, best friends.
We were talking about that today.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That quality time and nurturing that
And see,
relationship.
And I'm happy. You talking about me still going through my healing journey. That is part of it for me. Like, I'm still working on that part of getting back to being able to. I do socialize. I go out more, but I'm still because I had best friends, and I still consider them my best friends. But I get it. We grew apart, and we grew apart during that time that Danielle went through the depression and everything. And I could not be what they needed to be and needed me to be, and I knew that. But I still hadn't got back to that part where I'm able to fully hang out with girlfriends, I guess. I talk to people online, and I have friends, but I'm still finding my way back to that, and it's not real easy. Like you said, you got to work at it, and And that's really more on me, not on them.
Yeah.
It's really,
Well, sometimes that's not what you need. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I went through my year of solitude, there was nobody around me. And when I look back at it, I needed that year of solitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the archetype of the hermit. Like as your soul evolves, like you'll go through like these different archetypes.
yeah.
And you do go through a hermitic phase.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go through like a high priestess phase where you have to kind of step away from everything.
Right.
You're so in your head.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Oh,
I was alone, and now,
Right.
okay, now this part of now that I'm evolving, now I'm going to be in my head all the time.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm good."
Yeah, right.
And then you come out of it, you
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
but you need to hold that space for yourself to
Oh, I definitely
kind of
needed
work on
it.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely needed it. And it honestly, it even took Clayton a little bit of adjusting there for a little bit when I went into that phase.
Yeah.
Because it was hard for him. He's social, and I get it. And I felt terrible about it when I got that depression, because it affected him just as much as it affected me. And
I think sometimes worse because when
Yeah.
somebody sees you going through something, they can't do anything about it.
exactly.
That is hard. Like, you understand your feelings, or maybe you don't understand your
Right.
feelings, but you know what your feelings are-ish, or
Yeah.
even if you don't know, but you're going through it, and you're focused on that, and they're just, like, sitting there like,
Yeah, he didn't know what to do.
I don't know what to do.
They
Yeah.
want to fix it, but then they also get frustrated because they feel like you're not doing your part to fix it. And it actually took a friend of his to help him a little bit with it. It's not that he wasn't trying; he wasn't ugly ever about it, but it was one of his buddies told him, he was like, she can't help it. She literally, she can't help it. She can't come out that room right now, or she can't. It's. And when he saw it from that side, like, I I wasn't able to do these things. A lot changed.
Yeah.
And so he actually met me where I was, and he met me in our bed.
And that might have helped you.
It did. It helped.
know what I
And I
mean?
think I came out of it quicker because of that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I felt seen and heard and all that. And that is important when
It
somebody's
is
going through
important.
that. It was shortly after that, then he brought up, well, why don't you do candles? So, Clayton was working that. But no, he really did. He met me where I was and then helped push me. And
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Well, it's scary and heart-wrenching to watch anyone you love struggle,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
all you can do is all you can do.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know what to do next, but what's the one next thing I can do? And
Yeah.
sometimes, like, it seems like so, like, minute, but it's a huge, huge drop in the bucket, and you don't
Right.
realize until the bucket's full and you're climbing out of it.
Oh
you know?
yeah, yeah. That is it. And really for me, and for, like you said, most people, it's just meeting them where they are.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just need you to sit there.
Yeah.
You ain't got to talk. You ain't got to do anything.
Yeah.
Just meet them where they are, and
Yeah.
because they can't help it.
Yeah.
It is a hard thing. Again, therapy is a good thing. People do it, because I don't recommend doing it the way I did it. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done.
Yeah.
It really was.
But look at the beauty that grew
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know. You're like a whole empire.
Oh, we're trying. That's right. Put it in existence, Ren.
That's right. Put it out there.
Okay.
That was actually my next question for you is unlimited money, unlimited time. Someone comes to you and is like, what are we doing? If you could take Southern Novel Sense to where you want to see it, what does it look like?
I have a warehouse, and I guess I consider us being global, but I see it that I'm getting up, I go to work, and I'm going to my office in my warehouse where I'm able to go down on the floor, and candles and melts are being made, and my input's there, but I don't, because right now my hand touches every process.
Yeah.
Which is great. I love that. I said it today in a video. I do love that part of it. But it limits me on what I could do. So yeah, I would like to be in stores. I would like to whether that's online or actual, I don't know if I want to be in big box stores. I have reasons for that.
Yeah.
But
Bookstores.
bookstores, yeah, bookstores would be great. Especially little indie bookstores. I love them.
Yes.
But yeah, it would be more that this is it. This is where I get it to get up every day and make my coffee and go to my warehouse and my office and employ people and help them, have jobs, income, safety, a place to go and work that they like
Yeah.
and things like that. That would be the dream. I mean, I would say I don't want to pick a big name brand candle company because I think something gets lost when you get too big. I don't ever want that to be our company. Southern Novel Scents, I want them to be known for quality and care, and you can tell that, you know, they're using good product and care about what they're putting out there and not just pushing it through a machine. And not that the scents don't smell good from these other companies, but there's something lost when it gets too big.
We talk about that just in our skincare. You know
I
what
can
mean?
imagine,
Like,
yeah.
You have these great skincares, and then they go to box stores, and then
Yeah.
They're reformulated
and
Right.
it's diluted. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's no longer as good as it once was.
Yeah.
So
And then also you got to remember, like you put that again, not a cliche. You put that positive energy into your product.
I try.
So when someone brings it into their home and they light it, amplifies it. You
Yeah,
know,
I
so there's
hope so.
something like really kind of almost like alchemistic or magical about that. You know,
Oh, I love
it's
that.
kind of cool.
And trust me, there's a part of Danielle that goes with everything that goes out that door. I promise you that. And it is. It's a love and a passion.
Yeah.
And I don't want to ever lose that. And so it's hard. It's like a balancing act. You know, so yes, unlimited money, I would love to build it. It's just, I always want
for
to make
the elite
sure.
crowd, I think.
They
is what
or
you're going.
something, yeah.
They're expensive, so it's for the elite.
Maybe. We'll do something because I
We're
want
making
to,
a lot of money,
I
but
want to keep that specialness in there, you know.
Unless you can finish a timed quiz about the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, then you get a special coupon discount.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Be quizzing people constantly. That would be fun.
That'd be all the
That
old
would be
pop-up.
so much. They'd be like, oh my
You
god,
can't Google, you don't have time.
not for you.
no discount.
Poser.
Oh man, that would be great. Yeah, that would be fun.
And I want to ask you
That's
too
fun, too.
about, it would be kind of fun, I love it. I want to ask you too about candle care. So this sounds wild, but you're big on candle care, and
Yes.
I've heard about it before. But I have seen where people have like, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like roll over what you were saying earlier. I've seen where people have like taken your TikTok and they've stitched with your TikToks about candle care, where you like read these things when you purchase a candle, or you hear about these things, but you do it and it just makes sense. Like I remember watching your video, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And you explain it so well.
Yeah, so it is. It's one is a safety issue, which is important. I don't want to act like it's not, but also it extends the life of your candle. You're going to get more use out of it. It's going to perform better. And so the biggest thing you need to do, one, is candle has a memory. A lot of people don't know that. And I didn't know it until I started making candles. And so when the first time you burn a candle, now there's a few waxes out there, it don't matter, but it's very, very few. So especially if you're buying them from a store, the first time you burn that candle, if you do not burn it till it melts all the way across, all the way sides, and you blow it out, the next time you burn that candle, that's all it's going to melt every time. And so it's gonna tunnel down. You're never gonna
like tree rings kind of.
Yeah, pretty.
Okay.
And so you're never going to get the full wax out of it. So anytime you get it, you want to burn a candle 2 to 3 hours the first time, no matter what. From then on, if you want to light it for 30 minutes once you get home, you're good. The next thing is your wick length. Wick size matters. We love to say that. And so you always want to trim your wick. It does. It always matters. We know that. So we can all say we don't, but we do. But wick length matters, and you don't want it any more than 1/4 of an inch.
Okay.
And so your flame's going to get too hot. You're going to get more smoke. And then it's going to really you're not going to be pulling your fragrance properly, because the idea is that your wax is coming up. Even though the bottom of that candle isn't melted, it's actually pulling from the bottom when you light a wick. And so, anyway, it keeps your flame safe, and you'll get less soot around and everything. And again, you get a more even melting pool. So
You heard it here first, though.
yes, trim it every
Longer
time.
is not always better.
Longer is not always better. It's not. Quit saying that. No. Okay, so it's not that wax pool. But yeah, I didn't lost all train of thought.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm trying to. So we got the memory burn, your wick length, and then you don't want to. For mine, I tell people don't burn it more than 3 to 4 hours. People love to power burn a candle. I get it. I forget about it. I'm a candle maker. Now, I do power burns just to test. It's a thing. But it's, again, a safety issue. It's going to get too hot. And it will catch fire, y'all. The candles will catch fire. I mean, you would think people would know that there's a flame. But it's just that your fragrance oil gets too hot. And you know, as your wick gets longer, it also... So don't... Make sure it's on something safe. But yeah, if you want the best experience, you're going to want to keep that wick trimmed, and you're going to want to make sure that you burn it the first time at least 2 to 3 hours. It's very, very important.
Okay.
And then candles, this is the last thing I'll say. A lot of times when you see a description on, like, I'll put my scent notes on the front of my candle. And then people, when they smell it before they burn it, they'll be like, well, I don't smell this, I don't smell that. It's like perfume. So candles, they have layers. You have your top notes, your middle notes, and your base notes. And you have your first initial smell. But as you warm it, it starts, you get into those layers. And it's almost like, you know, when you put perfume on, you have that initial smell, and then you have the skin smell. Then you have the dry down, you know. And so there's layers to it. And so anytime you're reading, whether it's our candles, anybody's candles, give those fragrances time to actually develop and come out, because it takes a little bit. There's certain scents I have that, you know, I actually don't get to the part I like about it until like the second or third hour. And it's once it's warmed up and they've all started lingering and developing. It's just, you got to give your candles and your scents time. And that's why wax melts, diffuser oil, and candles are better about that than room sprays. Your room spray is always going to smell different than your candles, your wax melts. You're going to get a lot more layers and scents out of those ones that you warm. You want to get the best out of a scent, warm it. Yeah. But yeah, give it time. Let it breathe. Let it cook. You'll get all the notes on it.
This is why I love you, because you're like, I'm so sorry, that's the last thing I'm going to say.
Yeah, I can't help it.
And then you came out like a scent sommelier. I just learned so much like from that. I've never heard that before.
No, yeah. Well, I love it though. I love it.
And
I love
you
scents.
tell. You're very passionate about it.
Well, I do. Thank you. Thank you for letting me nerd out on candles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for coming on here.
I've loved it. This was so much fun. I was so nervous all day. I thought I was well, I probably did sound like a fool, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Is the point of it.
Yeah. We really do strive to try to make it like just like a warming girlfriend environment.
No, y'all did. This
You know
was
what
so
I mean?
much fun. Y'all really did. It was very comfortable.
Yeah. Good.
I had a good time. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah,
Do you want to shout out your socials?
Yes. So everything is at Southern Novel Scents.
Okay.
My TikTok, our Instagram, our Facebook, everything is at Southern Novel Scents. And it's all one word.
And if you're a Disney fan, you're going to want to follow Clayton too. Your
Yes,
husband.
for sure. And we'll tag him. He's in there. Do you still have it under Mr. Southern Novel Scents? Yeah, he's Mr. Southern Novel Scents. So
Nice.
that's his nickname.
I
But yeah,
love that.
he has. He's working on his Disney content because again, we love Disney.
And it's good. It's like deep track, like inside joke. Like if you're looking for like the good juicy stuff, it's good.
He
That's
likes
awesome.
to put the funny stuff out there.
That's
We have good
awesome.
stuff. But yeah, go follow us and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to message.
Well, you were just lovely. Ren has talked nonstop about how amazing you are, and you've lived up to every single word. You've been amazing.
Oh, well, thank you. It was very nice meeting you. And as always, you know I love you.
I love you so
She's
much.
great. Y'all follow all of them.
You're
They're
you're one of the most amazing people in my life. You really are. And I mean, if you are a fan of this series, I feel like I'm part of this family because learning about all of it from you.
Yeah.
And please listen to Danielle's episode. We want to hear from you. Like, what do you love about Danielle? Like, what did you think about it the first time you talked or met with her?
Yeah.
Because we love her and we would love to hear that kind of stuff.
And all of my people, go follow them, please, because they're wonderful.
Yeah, we'll follow
And
you
all
back.
our people
Yeah, they'll follow you
her.
back.
We do follow back.
All right, with all that said, that's a wrap.